Hello guys, welcome back to Criminal Justice System. Again, I am your instructor, Nelson Fonbuena. So last time we have discussed the first pillar of the criminal justice system, and that is the police. And we already know that the police is the prime mover of the criminal justice system. Pag pumalpak po ang police, syempre, hindi nagagana po yung criminal justice system natin. Hindi na masyadong gagana yung 5 pillars na yan, yung remaining pillars. So for today, we will continue the topic regarding the first pillar, the prime mover of the CJS, that is the police. So I will now share to you the screen so that we will continue now the topic in one of the pillars of CGS. So this is it. Teka lang. Para makita po sa mga cellphone ninyo, medyo lalakihan po natin. Yan. So we have discussed last time yung arrest. So there are guidelines for the use of force when making an arrest. So number 1 there, when you are making an arrest, number 1, no resistance. Pag no resistance, inaresto mo yung isang tao at hindi siya lumaban, then you can use no force in arresting the criminal. Kasi nga, nag-surrender naman siya, hindi siya nag-resist nung inaresto mo, then you can use no force. Pag no resistance. Pag mayroong resistance na nangyari, lumaban siya, or ayaw niya talagang magpahuli, then the police officer must be used only as much as force as necessary to overcome resistance. Yan. Pag lumaban na, then kung kayang-kaya naman ng pulis na talagang arestoin yung tao, malaki yung katawan ng pulis, yung arestoin niya ay payatot, then hindi na kailangan ng mga necessary force. Pero pag talagang malakas yung taong aarestuhin, then it is necessary to use force to overcome the resistance coming from the other person. Another, threat to officer's life. Pag mayroong threat na nangyari, arestuhin mo yung tao, mayroong mga armas yung tao yan, gusto kang patayin, then you can use deadly force. Wrong spelling po yun, yung as deadly force. You can use deadly force yun. Nagkamali lang po. Use deadly force. The excessive of use of force shall be avoided. The use of firearm is justifiable by virtue of the doctrine of self-defense. Kasi nga, papatayin ka na babarilin ka na. So, anong gagawin mo? Unahan mo. Kasi babarilin ka na. Pag hindi mo naunahan, bilang isang police officer, pag bubunot na yung tao at talagang babarilin ka na, all you have to do is to defend yourself. Marami ng ganyang na nangyayari sa mga napapanood nyo sa mga TV na naunahan yung mga police officers. Kung yung police officer naman ang nauna at napatay yung tao, meron nandun naman yung media. Sensationalize nila na bad yung police, na talagang masama yung police. Bakit mo binaril? Sabi nga ni Duterte, pag talagang kung talagang babarilin ka na, mauunahan ka na, all you have to do now is to defend yourself. Paano mo didepensahan? Di unahan mong barilin yan. Yan. Pag mayroong threat to officer's life, then you can use deadly force. Yan po yung mga guidelines for the use of force when making an arrest. Pag hindi siya nag-resist, I repeat, pag walang resistance, then use no force. Pag mayroong resistance, then must be used only as much as force as necessary to overcome resistance. At pag mayroong threat to officer's life, then you can use also deadly force to be able to defend yourself. Yan. Next is the arresting officer need to have the warrant of arrest at the time of arrest. Kailangan pa ba na, kasi arestuhin mo yung tao, kailangan pa ba yung hawak mo daw yung warrant of arrest at the time of arrest. The officer, remember, the officer need not have the warrant of arrest in his possession at the time of the arrest. But after the arrest, the warrant of arrest shall be shown to him as soon as possible. Ibig pong sabihin yan, kung mayroon ng warrant of arrest yung tao, habang naglalakad yung police officer, nakita niya doon yung taong wanted, arestuhin. Then, pwede niyang arestuhin yon. Pag tinanong ng tao, nasan yung warrant of arrest mo? Then, ipapakita mo as soon as practicable. Pag na-aresto mo yung tao, ipapakita mo kagad yung warrant of arrest. Especially pag nasa police station na yan. Kaya, yung tanong dyan, is the arresting officer need to have the warrant of arrest at the time of arrest? So, kahit hindi na, pag mayroon ng warrant of arrest yan, pag inaresto mo, doon, ipapakita mo na lang sa police station. Kasi pag kukunin mo pa yung warrant of arrest sa police station, baka makatakbo pa yon. Yun yung parang concept niya. Next, when the arresting person is a private individual, is there a need for him to inform the Miranda rights of the arrested person? O private individual, hindi sila mga police officer. Kailangan pa bang inform yung Miranda rights of the arrested person? Ang sagot dyan, no need. No need for the Miranda rights because they are not performing law enforcement duties pag mga private. Ginagawa lang po yung mga Miranda rights pag police officer ang humuli doon po sa mga kriminal. Ano ba yung mga Miranda rights? So Miranda rights, ito yung mga sinasabi ng mga police officer if a person is already under the custody of the police. Ano ba yung Miranda warning na yan? So in the Miranda warning, ang sinasabi dyan, example, Miranda warning, you are arrested for the crime of robbery. Sabi na natin rape. Ganyan. You are arrested for the crime of rape. You have the right to remain silent. Any statement you make may be used for or against you in any court of law in the Philippines. You have the right to have a competent and independent counsel, preferably of your own choice. If you cannot afford the services of counsel, then the government will provide one for you. Do you understand these rights? Yan po yung example ng Miranda rights. Kung sa Tagalog, mayroon pang Tagalog yan. Ikaw ay naaresto sa salang panggagahasa. Example lang, rape. Ikaw ay may karapatang manahimik o magsawalang kibo. Anuman ang iyong sasabihin ay maaring gamitin, pabor o laban sa iyo sa anumang hukuman. Ikaw ay mayroon ding karapatang kumuha ng tagapagtanggol na iyong pinili at kung wala kang kakayahan, ito ay pagkakaloob sa iyo ng pamahalaan. Nauunawaan mo ba? Parang ganyan po yung Miranda warning or yung Miranda rights. Kasi lahat po ng naaresto, dapat ini-inform nila yung kanilang Miranda rights. Ito yung Miranda doctrine. Naintindihan na. Kasi pag hindi po sinabi yan, then baka ma-dismiss po yung kaso because of technicality. Kasi nga under custody mo na yung tao. Pag hindi mo sinabi yan, then technically, i-dismiss yung kaso kahit siya po yung may kasalanan. Kasi you violated the rights of an individual, especially the constitutional rights of this person. Sino ba si Miranda? Bakit ba tayo mayroong Miranda doctrine? Bakit ba tayo mayroong Miranda rights? So, nangyari yan sa Arizona, sa US. Yan ay si Ernesto Miranda. Inaresto siya kasi siya ay gumawa ng krimen. noong inaresto siya at dinala sa police station, yan, hindi nila sinabi yung kanyang mga rights. Kaya anong sabi ni Miranda? I did not know I had the right to a lawyer. First, I did not know that I didn't have to answer their question while being interrogated. They should have told me these things, and he argued he had not been informed of his constitutional rights to remain silent and have a lawyer present. Yan ang sabi ni Miranda. Gumawa siya ng krimen pero yung mga police officers, hindi nila sinabi yung kanyang mga karapatan. That is why, sabi ng US Supreme Court, dapat i-dismiss yung kaso because you violated the right of Mr. Miranda. Kaya ngayon, mayroon po tayong mga Miranda rights or Miranda of warning. Galing po doon sa kaso sa Phoenix, Arizona, si Ernesto Miranda. That is why a police officer, pag inaresto yung mga criminal, i-inform na nila yan. English, Tagalog, Ilocano. Lahat basta maintindihan ng tao yan. Kung kapangpangan, dapat alam magsalita ng kapangpangan ng mga police officers. I-translate nila yan, yung mga rights na yan. Next, in the arrest of the criminal, if a person lawfully arrested escapes, any person may immediately pursue or retake him without a warrant at any time and in any place. Yan, hot pursuit. Kaya kahit walang warrant of arrest, then they can arrest the person because siya ay mga tumakas. Lawfully arrested escapes, kapunada. That is why kailangang huliin yan. Kahit walang warrant of arrest. And there are rights of person conducting arrest. Ano ba yung mga rights of the person conducting arrest? Number one there, the right to summon assistance. If I am the police officer, I have the right to summon assistance. So magpapatulong ka kung sino man, kung nandun yung mga tanod para mahuli yung tao, then magpatulong ka. Para, yan, rights yan. The right to summon assistance, an officer making a lawful arrest may orally summon as many person as he deems necessary to assist him in effecting the arrest. Because kung isa ka lang na police officer, tatlo yung hinuhuli mo, malalaki pa ang katawan. So kailangan mo ng tulong. So habang hinahabol mo yung mga kriminal, pwede mong isummon yung assistance ng mga tao. At yung mga tao naman yan, tutulungan ka naman. O yung mga tanod, yan, tutulungan ka nila. Every person so summoned by an officer shall assist him in effecting the arrest when he can render assistance without detriment to himself. Or in short, pwede kang magpatulong para arestuhin yung tao. If you are the one arresting, if you are the one conducting arrest, you can summon assistance. Next, right to break into building or enclosure. An officer, in order to make an arrest, sabi dyan, either by virtue of warrant or without a warrant, may break into any building or enclosure where the person to be arrested is or is believed to be, if he is refused admittance thereto after announcing his authority and purpose. Or right to break in. Example, yung tao pumasok doon sa CSI or any big establishment, then pwede kang bilang police officer, kasi nga hinahabol mo yung tao para ma-arresto mo, pwede kang pumasok doon. The right to break into building or enclosure to effect arrest. Kasi nga nandun yung arrestuhin mong tao. We also have the right to break out from building or enclosure. So whenever an officer has entered a building or enclosure to conduct arrest, he may break there from when necessary to liberate himself. Yeah. Right to break out from building. And also, what are the crimes committed by police officer while conducting arrest? Ano ba yung mga crimes na pwedeng makumit ng police officer? Kasi yung mga police officer, hindi nasa ayos din yan pag sila ay umaresto. Kasi pag hindi nila sinunod yung procedure, then they are liable administratively at criminally. Kaya mahirap po minsan ang maging police. So ano ba yung mga crimes nila na pwede? We have number 1 there, delay in the delivery of arrested person to the proper authority. So committed, ano ba yan? Delay in the delivery of arrested person to proper judicial authority. They are committed by police officer who shall detain any purpose for some legal ground and shall fail to deliver such person to proper judicial authorities. Within the following period, 12 hours para sa mga light penalties, 18 hours para sa correctional penalties, and 36 hours para sa afflictive penalties. Kaya pag inaresto yung tao, within 12 hours, kailangan i-deliver mo na yan to the proper judicial authorities. Pag tinago mo pa yan, mga sumobra ka, mga light penalties lang, mga minor offense, at hindi mo pa binigay doon sa mga proper judicial authorities, then pwede kang kasuhan ng delay in the delivery of arrested person. 18 hours for correctional penalties and 36 hours for the afflictive or capital penalties. Inaresto mo yung tao legally. Pero nung inaresto mo, 1 week na pero hindi mo pa dinideliver doon sa proper authorities, then you are liable in the delay of delivery of arrested person. Next, unlawful arrest. Unlawful arrest is committed by any person who, in any cases other than those authorized by law, shall arrest or detain another for the purpose of delivering him to proper judicial authority. Yeah. Committed by any person, hindi lang po mga police officer, in any case other than those authorized by law, shall arrest or detain for the purpose of delivering him to proper judicial authority. Unlawful arrest. Ano bang pagkakaiba ng arbitrary and illegal detention? So dito sa arbitrary and illegal detention, in arbitrary detention, committed only by a public officer or employee, especially mga police officers who detains another person without legal grounds. Inaresto mo yung tao, ikinulong mo, ikaw ay public officer or sabi na nating mga police officer, then you are liable of arbitrary detention. And we also have their illegal detention. So it is committed by a private person who detains another without legal grounds. Or in short, pag arbitrary, mga public officer yan na inaresto nila na wala namang kasalanan yung tao, arbitrary detention. Pag ikaw naman ay private person at dinitain mo yung taong walang kasalanan or without legal grounds, ikinulong mo yung tao, illegal detention pag private ka. Kaya arbitrary for public officer. Sa illegal detention, private person. For example, si Patrolman Dalisay, inaresto niya yung tao kasi nagmumukhang kriminal. Nagmumukha lang kriminal. Inaresto niya, kinulong niya. Ano yan? Arbitrary detention or illegal detention? Very good. That is the arbitrary detention because Patrolman Dalisay is a public officer. Ito naman, si Richard, sabihin na nating Richard Santos, Filipino citizen, walang trabaho, inaresto niya yung isang tao, dinitain niya, kinulong. Arbitrary detention ba yan? O illegal detention? Very good. That is the illegal detention. Arbitrary detention for the public officer. Illegal detention, ginagawa naman yan ng mga private person. Expulsion is committed by a public officer or employee not being authorized by law shall expel any person from the Philippine Islands or shall compel such person to change his residence. Expulsion naman yan. Public officer. In-expel mo yung isang tao. Papunta sa ibang bansa. Or papunta sa Balabac Island. Punta ka noon. Huwag ka nang babalik dito. Yan, mga expulsion ang tawag po dyan. Next, we also have there the search warrant. Let's continue. Search warrant is an order in writing. Sabi niyan, in the name of the people of the Philippines, signed by the judge and directed to a peace officer commanding him to search for personal belongings. Yan po yung tinatawag nilang mga search warrant. Yan. Search warrant. And before the search warrant na ito, there are malpractices done by police officers. Pag umaresto sila, maliban pa dyan sa search warrant, nakalimutan ko, pag umaresto sila, maraming mga malpractices din ng mga police officers. Sometimes, pag nahuli nila, dinitain nila yan, secret detention. And then, deny having arrested him or that person. Pag hinuli ka nila, hindi ka nila kukulong, kundi didetain ka nila. Imbestigahan ka. Sometimes, frame up ka pa nila eh. Isa sa mga malpractices of arresting officer. Kaya, yung iba, yung mga police officer na mga bulok, mga kunada, pati yung mga hindi bulok na officer ay nasasali na rin. Kung mayroong bulok na isa, hindi naman lahat ng mga police officer ay bulok na. Maraming mga malpractice ang mga police officers. Sometimes, malpractices nila. So ano ba yung search warrant na yan? So sabi ko nga, a search warrant is an order in writing issued in the name of the people of the Philippines. So yan, name of the people of the Philippines. Signed by the judge and directed to a peace officer commanding him to search for personal property stated therein and bring it before the court. Yan. Ano ba yung mga personal properties to be seized? Yan, nandyan po yung mga subject of the offense. Nandyan po yung mga stolen or embezzled and other proceeds or used or intended to be used as the means of committing an offense. Yan po yung mga personal properties na pwede nilang kunin sa search warrant. Anyway, ano ba yung search na yan? When it comes to search, it is the act of examining persons, documents, papers, and effects. Yan po yung tinatawag nilang search. Search came from the Anglo-Norman word searcher. Or Old French searcher, which means to explore. Yan. Kaya nga tayo mayroong search warrant. Yan. Pero in our constitutional provision regarding search, mayroon din karapatan ng mga tao dyan. The right of the people to be secured in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable search and seizures of whatever nature and for whatever purpose shall be inviolable. And no search warrant or warrant of arrest may be issued except upon probable cause. Kailangan mayroong probable cause na tinatawag para po mag-issue po sila ng search warrant na yan. Ano ba yung requisites of a valid warrant of arrest? So we have number 1, it shall be issued upon probable cause na yan. So the probable cause is determined personally by the judge upon examination under oath or affirmation of the complainant and the witnesses he may produce. Yan. At saka, particularly describing the things and place to be searched. Yan yung requisites of a valid warrant of arrest. Search, sabi ko nga, the act of looking into carefully in order to find some concealed items. Search. Yan tinatawag nating search. Seizure, take into custody of something. Excuse me. Yan. Kaya magkaiba po yung search at saka yung seizure. Search is the act of looking carefully. Tingnan mo carefully kung mayroong concealed items. Hanapin mo. And seizure ay kunin mo yan. Take into custody of something that is present. Something, especially contraband, that is seizure. A subject of a search warrant. Ano ba? Yung sabi ko nga kanina, subject of the search warrant, ito yung mga properties to be seized. Subject of the offense, stolen or embezzled properties and other proceeds or fruits of the offense, used or intended to be used as a means of committing crime. Yan, search warrant. Ano ba yung personal property na yan? So, in the personal property na pwede nilang i-search, na nakalagay doon po sa search warrant, are those which can be transferred from one place to another, like ammunition, firearms, clothes, and the like. Yan po yung mga search personal property to be searched. Real property are those which cannot be transferred from one place to another. Pwede nilang i-search. Lands, buildings, roads. Yan. Yung bahay nyo ba, naililipat ba yan? Yan. Sementado yan, naililipat ba yan? Yung building, naililipat? Hindi. Those are the real property na sinesearch ko nila. Excuse me. When to serve a search warrant? The search warrant must be served in the daytime, unless the affidavit asserts that the property is on the person or on the place ordered to search, in which case a direction may be inserted that it be served at any time of the day or night. Remember, usually daytime, pero it can be served at any time of the day or night. Kasi nga naman, paano pag magse-search ka, pag gabi lang, nandun yung isa-search mo. Pag umaga, wala doon. That is why it can be served at any time of the day or night. Ano ang lifespan ng search warrant? So a search warrant shall be valid within 10 days from its date. Thereafter, it shall be void. Ibig sabihin yan, under the search warrant, 10 days po yung validity. Pag hindi po na-serve yan, then ibabalik mo po sa korte. Yan. Na kung bakit hindi ka naka-search doon po sa area na yan. Similarities of warrant of arrest and search warrant. Ano ba yung similarities ng warrant of arrest at search warrant? So, parehas yan. Both is an order in writing issued in the name of the people of the Philippines. Both are signed by the judge. Both are directed to a peace officer. And both are issued only upon probable cause. Because without probable cause, they will not issue warrant of arrest or search warrant. Differences of warrant of arrest and search warrant. Tingnan nyo dyan. Warrant of arrest. Subject of the warrant, arrest a person stated therein. Pag nakalagay doon, Juan de la Cruz, siya lang yung pwede mong huliin, si Juan de la Cruz. Siguraduhin mong si Juan de la Cruz yan. Baka na-arresto mo si Juan Tamad, di ba? Sa search warrant naman, search and seize personal properties stated therein. Example, mga drugs na nakalagay doon, drugs lang. Hindi nag-search ka, nakita mo GTV na high definition, TV mo, tinala mo, nga drugs. Kung ano lang yung nakalagay doon sa search warrant, yun lang ang pwede mong i-search at i-seize. Yeah. Validity. As long as the person to be arrested has not been arrested, valid. Lifetime. Pero yung search warrant, yan, 10 days from its issuance, kailangan may serve mo, the search warrant. Possession. May not be in possession when conducting arrest, while in search warrant, must be in possession when conducting search and seizure. Kaya yung warrant of arrest, yung sinabi ko nga kanina, nandyan yung tao, hindi mo hawak yung warrant of arrest, pwede. Kahit wala, hindi mo hawak yung warrant of arrest. Pero sa search warrant, kailangan hawak mo yung search warrant. Yan. Time of execution. Sa warrant of arrest, any time of the day or night. Search warrant must be executed during daytime. Pero, mabalin mo iti night time. Time of execution, depende po sa isa-search mo. And what are the exemptions to search and seizure by virtue of search warrant? Number 1, consented search. Yan. The rights against unreasonable search and seizure must be voluntarily waived by the person being searched, provided the following are present. There is an existence of right, person has knowledge on the existing of such right, and person had an intention of relinquishing such right. Consented search. Kahit walang warrant, pero nag-consent ka naman na isa-search ka nila, pwede yan. Kasi parang winave mo na voluntarily yung rights. Consented search. Another, search incidental to lawful arrest. Yan. A person lawfully arrested may be searched for dangerous weapons or anything which can be which may have been used or constitute proof in the commission of the offense without a search warrant. That is a search incidental to lawful arrest. Pwede mo daw arestuin yung tao pag nakita mo na mayroon siyang hawak na mga weapons or proof na siya ay gawa ng krimen, no? Na hawak-hawak niya 1 kilong marijuana, dumadaan dyan, pwede yan. Search incidental to lawful arrest. Or, a person lawfully arrested kasi nagnakaw. Nung nagnakaw, sinearch mo, mayroong droga sa loob ng kanyang katawan. Yan. Kaya pwede yan. Search incidental to lawful arrest. Kaya pag inaresto yung mga tao, sinesearch po nila yan. Pag nandun sa police station, pinag-ubad pa yan. Baka mayroong nakasuksok ng mga droga. Plain search. Illegal things at sight may be seized even without a warrant to do so. The things must be readily seen without any effort of locating it. Example ng plain search, naglalakad yung tao. Meron siyang plastic na hawak. Transparent yung plastic. Nakita mo mga marijuana doon, shabu. Yan, plain search yan. Nakita mo na eh. Illegal things at sight may be seized even without a warrant to do so. Bakit mo pahihintayin yung warrant of arrest? Bilang isang police officer, nakita mo na hawak-hawak 1 kilong marijuana kasi lalakot ni puto. O di arestuhin kasi illegal na. In possession of that drugs is already illegal. Plain search. Search in moving vehicle. A search made in a moving vehicle shall be limited to visual search only. And neither the vehicle nor the occupant shall be subjected to physical search or require the passenger to alight from the vehicle. Usually, nangyayari yan sa mga checkpoint. Pag mayroong checkpoint na nangyayari, dapat huminto ka. Kasi isi-search nila yung sasakyan. Pero hindi sila po pwedeng pumasok. Medyo naka-flashlight lang sila. Hindi nila pwedeng ipasok yung kanilang mga ulo or yung kanilang mga kamay sa loob ng sasakyan mo. Kasi rights mo, pag nasa loob ka ng sasakyan, rights mo na hindi ka pwedeng i-search. An extensive search may be allowed only if the officer conducting the search have probable cause to believe that they would find evidence pertaining to the commission of the crime. Example, checkpoint, naka-radyo ka, na-radyo ka doon na, oy, ito, Toyota Fortuner, kulay black, plate number ganito, mayroong droga sa compartment, yan. Parating ka, ikaw, Fortuner. Pwede nilang i-search yung sasakyan ng extensive search. Kasi nakatip na ikaw ay may dalang mga droga. Excuse me. Custom search, yan. Under the custom search, the personnel of the Bureau of Custom can conduct search to enforce custom law. Kaya nga yung mga Bureau of Custom, marami silang nasasabat ngayon na mga gadget. Sabi nila mga shampoo, pero nung tinignan, mga laptop, mga illegal, mga contrabands pala. Yung mga nakadeclare, hindi mag-match doon sa karga ng isang container doon. Kaya nung in-x-ray nila, akala nila mga shampoo, yun pala ay mga contrabands. Kaya pwede silang mag-search doon base po sa custom law natin. Crimes that may be committed by a policeman while conducting search. Ano yung mga pwedeng makumit daw ng mga policeman while conducting search? Number 1 is violation of domicile. Violation of domicile is committed by a public officer or employee not being authorized by judicial order shall enter the dwelling against the will of the owner without the consent of the owner. Violation of domicile. Example, ikaw police officer, gusto mong pasukin yung isang bahay. Wala namang consent. Yung may-ari doon, hindi ka papasukin, pero pumasok ka pa rin. That is a violation of domicile. Having surreptitiously entered said dwelling and being required to leave said premises shall refuse to do so. Yan, ang pwedeng violation ng police officer. Kaya yung mga police officer, hindi basta-basta pumapasok sa loob ng bahay. Huwag niyong papasukin pag walang search warrant. Kasi pag pumasok sila, that is a violation of domicile. Ibig sabihin, wala naman silang search warrant, pumasok sila, pinilit na pumasok. Kung ayaw ng may-ari na papasukin yung pulis, hindi makakapasok yung pulis. Kasi pag pumasok yan, violation of domicile. Maliban na lang, pag mayroong kriminal na pumunta doon, hinahabol nila. Yun hindi. Trip lang nila na pasukin yung bahay mo kasi ang alam nila may droga sa loob. Pumasok sila. Illegal yon. Hindi yung pwede. That is violation of domicile. Search warrant maliciously obtained. Yan. Is committed by a public officer or employee who procures a search warrant without just cause. Yan ang mga search warrant. Wala namang probable cause. Gusto lang talagang i-search yung ano nyo, yung bahay nyo. Walang witness, walang probable cause. Trip lang nila, yan. Search warrant maliciously obtained. Another, abuse in the authority of search warrant, legally obtained. Kahit legally obtained, kaya lang, abuse in the authority. Is committed by a police officer or public officer or employee who has legally procured a search warrant and exceeds the authority of the search warrant or he used unnecessary severity in executing the same. Meron ang search warrant, sinira naman lahat yung nasa bahay nyo. Hindi po pwede yan. Searching domicile without witness. Yan. Kasi pag magsa-search sila, meron at merong mga witnesses, at least 2 witnesses residing in the same locality. Example, yung mga kapitan or kagawad or any citizen. Kung gusto nilang i-search yung bahay nyo, meron silang search warrant, pero nung pumasok sila, wala namang mga witness. Sila-sila lang yung mga police officer, then hindi po pwede yan. That is searching domicile without witness. Kasi ang magse-search talaga, yung police officer, kailangang mayroong witness coming from that place, coming from that locality. A person also is considered of sufficient age if he attains the age of majority. Age of majority natin is 18 years old. Yeah. First priority of a policeman in responding to crime scene. Ano yung first priority nila? Mayroong crime scene na nangyari doon. So every policeman in responding to crime scene must not forget to save life first. Save life, no? Mayroon pang agbugbugso tijay. Then i-save nila. Kasi baka yun ay talaga witness. Pag nabuhay, sasabihin niya lahat kung anong tunay na nangyari. Yeah. Apprehension of criminals and preservation of evidence are the next priorities. Kaya save life first. In a custodial investigation, inaresto mo yung tao kasi nga gumawa ng krimen. Imbestigahan mo na ngayon yan. So, in custodial investigation is any questioning initiated by law enforcement officers after a person has been taken into custody of otherwise deprived of his freedom of action in any significant way. That is custodial investigation. Yan. Questioning initiated by law enforcement. Ano ang nangyayari dyan sa custodial investigation na yan? Once na na-arresto ka at tatanungin ka sa krimen na nagawa mo, sasabihin nila yung, bago nila sila mag-imbestiga, they will inform you your rights. Marami tayong mga rights yan. Ito yung mga Miranda rights. Kasi pag hindi nila sinabi yung Miranda rights, they are violating RA 7438. Custodial investigation, it shall include the practice of issuing an invitation to a person who is investigated in connection with an offense. Is suspected to have committed without prejudice to the liability of inviting officer for any violation of law. Ano ba yung mga requisites ng custodial investigation? So we have number 1 there, the question being asked are no longer general inquiry. The person being questioned is considered as a suspect in the crime committed. Yan, custodial. Pag hawak ka nila, tinatanong ka na, you are already under custodial investigation. Pag wala ka ng talaga mga liberty. So ano ba yung mga general inquiry na yan? Yan. Kasi what is your name? How young are you? Are you single? Those are only general inquiry. Pero when it comes to the commission of the crime na yan na, ikaw ba talaga ikaw may alam pa ba? Or ikaw ba talaga yung sumaksak? Parang ganyan. Malalaman na nila kung talagang ikaw nga ay nag-commit ng krimen o hindi. And there are 4 tools or eyes of criminal investigation. We have number 1, 4 eyes. Information, interview, interrogation, at instrumentation. Yan po yung mga 4 tools natin. Pasadaan lang po natin yan. Kasi subject yan sa mga second year. Ano ba yung information na yan? So information is the knowledge which the investigator gathered and acquired from different sources. Example na huli si Mr. Cardo. Paano mo malalaman kung ano yung mga background ni Cardo? So mag-gather ka ng information. Pwedeng by means of media, the social media, the Facebook, pumunta ka doon sa mga kapitbahay dyan, nag-interview ka, then part po yan ng gathering of information. Interview, a simple questioning of person who is cooperating with investigator. Simple questioning. Interrogation, pasadaan lang natin, is a vigorous or skillful questioning of a person who is reluctant in giving disclosure. Pag yung interview, voluntary dayjay. Pag interrogation, reluctant na magbigay ng information. Instrumentation, this is the application of instrument and methods of physical science in detection of crime. Just like yan, sa crime laboratory, sa drug test, paano mo malalaman kung siya bungayan o hindi? Baka tawas mo't lang. So, i-apply nila yung instrumentation. Sa crime laboratory po yan. So, there are for ISA, yung sinasabi ko, we have the information, interview, interrogation, instrumentation. Alright, pinasadahan ko lang yan kasi under po yan ng criminal investigation natin. Information, gathering of info acquired from different sources. From phone, library, newspaper, yan, lahat yan ay information. Paano mo malalaman na may bagyo? Paano mo malalaman kung kailan kayo mag-gather ng or magpapasa ng mga assignment? Diyan, information yan. So, another interview, pag yung tawa, simple questioning of a person who is cooperative interview. Interrogation, pag hindi cooperative yung tao. Kaya kailangan ng skillful questioning. Pag instrumentation, kailangan po ng different forensic sciences instrumentation, subject natin sa mga forensic science. Ano sir, ano naman yung fruit of the poisonous tree? So, any evidence obtained illegally is not admissible as evidence in any proceeding. If the rights of a person arrested, detained, or under custodial investigation are not complied by the investigating officer, then lahat po ng mga sasabihin niya ay inadmissible as evidence in any proceeding. Ano ba yung mga fruit of poisonous tree? Ibig sabihin po niyan, pag inaresto mo ng illegal yung tao at nag-search ka, lahat ng mga na-search mo ay hindi tatanggapin sa korte. Inadmissible as evidence in court. Kasi nga, that is the fruit of the poisonous tree. Illegal yung pagkakaresto mo, lahat ng mga ebidensyang nakuha mo doon, then that is considered inadmissible. Kaya nga yung mga police officer, dapat they should follow the police operational procedure. If not, then magiging palpak po yung criminal justice system. Fruit of the poisonous tree. Remember, class, pag illegal yung pagkakaaresto, lahat ng ebidensyang nakuha sa'yo ay parang illegal na rin. Yan ang fruit of the poisonous tree. Pag ikaw ay hindi sinabi yung inyong mga rights, tapos inamin mo, ay, hindi sinabi yung Miranda Doctrine sa'yo, tapos inamin mo na ikaw yung pumatay, then later on sa korte, inadmissible yung pag-amin mo. Kasi they did not inform you of your rights. That is the fruit of the poisonous tree. Yeah. Take note, the admissibility of evidence obtained by investigating officer will be sufficient for him to be charged criminally, administratively, and civilly. That is why mahirap po maging police. Akala nyo, criminally liable ka pa, administratively liable, and civilly liable. Kaya yung mga police, later on, magiging police kayo, dapat maging matino kayong mga pulis. Okay. Class, ituloy muna natin. We have the confession at admission. Confession, that is the direct acknowledgement of guilt. Sir, ako po yung nanaksak kay Pedro. Judge, ako po yung nanaksak. Ako po yung pumatay. That is a confession, direct acknowledgement of guilt. While admission is that indirect acknowledgement of guilt. The acknowledgement is just a part of his guilt. Kanina, confession is, Judge, ako po yung talagang pumatay. Sir, ako po yung talagang pumatay. Pero sa admission, sasabihin niya lang, nandun po ako sa crime scene. Pero hindi niya sinabi na siya yung pumatay. Sinabi niya lang na nandun siya. Kaya magkaiba po yung confession at admission. It is a declaration falling short to an acknowledgement of guilt. Yan po ang tinatawag nating admission. What are the two kinds of confession and admission? Ano yung dalawang kinds? Number one, there is the judicial confession at saka yung extrajudicial confession. Ano ba yung judicial confession or admission? Are those that in open court in the presence of the judge, the facts judicially confessed or admitted need not be proved. Judicial confession, sa harap po ng korte, inamin niya na siya ay pumatay. Judicial confession. Pag extrajudicial, sa police officer naman yan, outside trial, inamin niya. That is the extrajudicial confession. Ngayon na, alam niyo na, judicial confession, inamin mo yung kasalanan mo sa korte. Pero sa extrajudicial confession, hindi po sa korte, kundi nung iniimbestigahan ka sa police. Extrajudicial confession. For now, class, thank you very much for listening. Teka lang, stop share muna. Stop share. Okay. Once again, thank you very much for listening. And we already discussed the first pillar of the criminal justice system, and that is the police. At least may alam na kayo ng konti regarding the work of the police. And of course, bye-bye for now. See you again next meeting. Bye-bye. Adios, mga pare ko.